You know, the Fire Maple Petrel has become extremely popular. It's got to be Fire Maple's #1 seller right now, and for good reason. Small, extremely lightweight, has the heat exchanger on the bottom, plus the heat exchanger has those 3 slots in it that are intended to sit on top of any stove that has 3 pot supports, like this Fire Maple Green Peak 2 stove. Works great. It keeps the wind from affecting the flame too much, brings the burner much closer to the bottom of the pot, captures much more heat in the heat exchanger, creates a much more efficient package than what you would have otherwise. The only issue with the Fire Maple Petrel is its small size. It only holds 600 milliliters of water, not even 3 cups, just over 2 cups, which is fine if all you're doing is making a cup of coffee, cup of tea, or maybe boiling water to rehydrate a freeze-dried meal. But there's times when I would like to have a pot bigger than this, something that I can cook a soup in, like I'm going to be doing today, but still has all the features of the Petrel. Well, Fire Maple does have a number of pot stove combinations which work together, like the X2 Pro, which I recently reviewed. But there's another pot in Fire Maple's lineup which is just a standalone pot, no stove, meaning you can use it with any of their gas stove or any other gas stove for that reason, or for that matter. And it's known as the FMC-XK6. I just referred to it as the 1 liter pot because it is a 1 liter hard anodized aluminum pot, fold out handles on the side. It does have a plasticized lid on top that you can take off. You know, this is a good pot and I really like it. And one of the best things is it's still lightweight, it's still relatively compact, and it's still very inexpensive by comparison to some of the other systems. It has the heat exchanger on the bottom, but the only thing it didn't have were those 3 cutouts. Well, I came across a post on the Facebook page, the Fire Maple Facebook page recently. Brian Nordbert posted a modification he made to the FMC-XK6. I'm just going to refer to it as the 1 liter heat exchanger pot. And I thought, now that's clever. I wonder if I could do this. And what he did is he put the 3 cutouts on the bottom of this pot, just like it has on the bottom of the Petrel. So I gave it a try, and it worked perfectly. All I needed to do was to take my Petrel, lay it down on top, center it as best I could, then take a permanent marker and mark 3 marks where the existing cutouts for the Petrel are, take it off, make the marks nice and neat, and use my cutoff wheel for my Dremel tool to cut into the bottom of the pot. Let me give you a close-up. Right? Works perfectly. Now, I did finish it off with a file afterwards just to get rid of any little burrs and the like. And it also sits right on top of the Fire Maple Green Peak 2 or any other 3 pot support stove like this one. And yeah, it's a worthy modification to make to this pot if you own one of these. Yep, I really like this. Now, I just want to be clear. First off, Brian Nordberg deserves the credit for this. It's not my idea. I'm going to put a link to the post that Brian made on the Facebook page, so if you want to see the work that he did and the modification he made to it. But the other thing is I want to be clear of, you're violating Fire Maple's warranty of your pot. If you do this, this is not going to be endorsed by Fire Maple. If you have a warranty issue with the pot, well, then you're out of luck, of course. But to be honest, when I look at this, I don't see how it's really any different than the one that they did on the Petrel. To me, mine came out pretty much identical to it. I mean, it looks a little rougher because, of course, I used a saw and a file to make the cuts, but it hasn't cut into the bottom of the pot, so I don't think it's going to affect the performance or the durability of this pot in any way. Maybe Fire Maple will watch this video and they'll come out with a version of this pot with those 3 cutouts. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, that's all I have for you today. If you have any comments or questions, put them in the comments section below. I'll put links to my review of this pot, which I've had for quite a few years now, and this one in the video description if you're interested. But until next time, get out and explore and take that path less traveled because it will make all the difference. Bye for now.